The story opens with Seraphina, the hidden daughter of the High Elven King, living a quiet, unassuming life in the mortal realm. Years prior, to repay a sacred life debt, she willingly sealed away her immense divine powers and married a mortal lord, Ronan. For years, she endures the harsh, unfamiliar conditions of the mortal world, giving Ronan her absolute devotion and eventually bearing him a daughter, Iris. However, Ronan's ambition and fickle heart lead him astray. When his first love, the calculating and manipulative Vanessa, returns to his life, Ronan completely turns his back on Seraphina, viewing Seraphina as a penniless, common woman with no family backing. Ronan formally abandons her and their newborn infant, throwing them out of his estate to elevate Vanessa to his side. Tragedy strikes when baby Iris falls critically ill with a rare, life-threatening mortal ailment. Desperate, Seraphina manages to obtain a rare, divine cure capable of saving her daughter's life. Please support me by subscribing. Thank you. Life. In the dilapidated, damp cottage on the outskirts of Ronan's estate is heavy with the sound of a newborn shallow, ragged breathing. Cast out by Ronan, Seraphina has spent consecutive sleepless nights watching over baby Iris, whose mortal fever is worsening by the hour. With the rare divine cure finally in her possession, a glowing, fragile vial she managed to secure through the last remnants of her hidden connections, Seraphina needs pure, clean water to dilute the potent medicine so her infant's fragile mortal throat can swallow it. The cottage's rusted well has run dry, forcing her to make a desperate trek to the sacred spring at the edge of the woods. Looking down at Iris's pale face, Seraphina gently strokes her cheek. "Hold on, my sweet girl," she whispers, her heart breaking. "Mama will be right back." She carefully places the glowing vial of medicine on the worn wooden table, wraps Iris tightly in a faded blanket, and rushes out into the cold night, clutching an empty clay pitcher. The shadow in the room. Hardly 3 minutes pass after. The heavy wooden door clicks shut before a long shadow stretches across the floor. The door creaks open again. Stepping out of the darkness is Vanessa, cloaked in expensive silks, her face twisted into a mask of bitter jealousy. She has tracked Seraphina to this wretched hovel, unable to rest knowing that Ronan's bloodline still connects him to his discarded ex-wife. Vanessa approaches the makeshift crib, looking down at the beautiful, innocent face of baby Iris. She doesn't feel pity, only a toxic, burning rage. "You shouldn't even exist," Vanessa mutters, her voice dripping with venom. "As long as you breathe, Ronan will always have a reason to look back." Her eyes dart to the wooden table, instantly locking onto the glowing vial left behind. Vanessa laughs softly, a cold, mocking sound that echoes in the empty room. "A cure? You think you can save her, Seraphina?" The cruel betrayal. Vanessa reaches out and snatches the divine cure, slipping it into the folds of her dress. But simply stealing the cure isn't enough to satisfy her malice. She wants to ensure that even if Seraphina finds another remedy, it will be entirely too late. From her belt, Vanessa pulls a small, dark flask containing a slow-acting, agonizing mortal poison, a toxin meant to mimic the final, fatal stages of the very fever Iris is battling. With a trembling, malicious grin, Vanessa uncorks the flask. She ruthlessly pours the dark fluid directly into the infant's tiny mouth. Baby Iris coughs weakly, choking on the bitter poison as her tiny fists flail against the blanket. Vanessa stands over the crib, watching with cold detachment, as the child's breathing turns into a suffocating gasp, her skin bruising to a sickly, pale hue. "There," Vanessa whispers, wiping a stray drop of poison from the crib's edge with a silk handkerchief. "Let's see your pathetic mother fix this." Hearing the distant rustle of leaves, outside, the signal of Seraphina's return, Vanessa slips out through the back window, into the shadows, leaving behind a death sentence for the innocent child, the shattered mother. Seraphina bursts through the front door, her hands trembling as she carries the pitcher of crystal clear spring water. The moment she steps inside, the suffocating aura of dark magic and the agonizing, unnatural cries of her baby hit her like a physical blow. "Iris!" Seraphina drops the pitcher. It shatters on the stone floor, spilling the fresh water across the room. She rushes to the crib to find Iris seizing, dark veins tracing up the infant's neck, her lips turning a horrific shade of blue. Serafina frantically spins around to grab the cure from the table, only to find the surface completely bare. In its place is the faint, unmistakable scent of Vanessa's expensive, rare perfume and a single drop of dark, spilled poison on the floor. The realization crashes down on Serafina with a devastating force. She begged Ronan for mercy. She humbled herself to the dust, and in return, they didn't just abandon her, they entered her home to murder her child, clutching her suffocating, dying baby tightly against her chest. The desperate, weeping mortal mother dies inside. As Serafina screams out in pure agony, the air in the room drops to freezing temperatures. The mortal facade shatters, and the ancient, terrifying power of the high elven bloodline begins to hemorrhage out of her, rattling the very foundations of the cottage. The hunt for vengeance has officially begun. The rain pours relentlessly against the cracked windows of the dilapidated. Please support me by subscribing. Thank you. Cottage as baby Iris's fever takes a drastic turn for the worse. The dark poison Vanessa administered is rapidly spreading through the infant's tiny veins. Serafina, completely desperate and not yet having broken her divine seal, is forced to swallow her pride. She has no money, no mortal medicine, and no allies left in this realm. Clutching her seizing, pale baby in one arm, her hands shake violently as she reaches for old, low-grade transmission crystal, the only link Ronan left her, to contact his estate in emergencies. With a flickering spark of her remaining mortal energy, she activates the crystal. The magical projection blinks to life, revealing the warm, opulent, gold-lit study of Lord Ronan's mansion. The cold dismissal. On the screen, Ronan appears, dressed in luxurious velvet robes, sipping wine. Beside him sits Vanessa, looking radiant, a smug, triumphant smile playing on her lips as she spots Serafina's disheveled appearance through the projection. Ronan, please, I beg of you, look at me. Serafina cries out, her voice cracking with raw terror. She holds the shivering, gasping baby up toward the projection. It's Iris. She's dying, Ronan. The fever has turned into something horrible. She's turning blue. I need help. I need a royal physician, please. Ronan's expression doesn't soften. Instead, his brow furrows in deep irritation. He sets his wine glass down with a heavy thud. Serafina, enough of your pathetic theatrics, Ronan says, his voice dripping with disgust and impatience. We are divorced. You were stripped of your status and cast out for a reason. To use our child to fabricate a medical emergency just to crawl back into my life? It is utterly repulsive. I am not lying. Serafina screams, tears streaming down her face as Iris lets out a weak, suffocating wail. Look at her. Someone entered the cottage, Ronan. They took her medicine and poisoned her. Please, if you ever loved me, or if you care about your own blood, send help. The ultimate warning. Vanessa leans into the frame, resting a comforting hand on Ronan's shoulder, her eyes flashing with malicious glee. Oh, Ronan, darling. She's clearly desperate. She probably poisoned the child herself just to get your attention and extort money from the estate. It's so tragic how low some women will sink. Ronan's eyes harden at Vanessa's words. He points a harsh, demanding finger at the projection, his voice turning ice cold. Listen to me very carefully. Serafina, Ronan barks, delivering a brutal warning. If you ever use that crystal again, if you ever set foot near my estate, or if you dare spread these vile, slanderous lies about someone poisoning your child to ruin Vanessa's reputation, I will have my royal guards hunt you down and lock you in the deepest dungeon for treason. He leans closer, his gaze full of absolute finality. You and that child are no longer my concern. You are a commoner, a nobody. Stop dragging your miserable, penniless existence into my world. The connection severed. Ronan, no. Please, just hear her breathe. Serafina begs, moving closer to the crystal, her heart shattering into 1,000 pieces. Lose this number, Ronan snaps coldly, with a brutal swipe of his hand. Ronan forcefully smashes his side of the transmission crystal. The projection instantly fractures into a million glowing shards, and the warm light of his study vanishes, plunging the dark, freezing Cottage back into a suffocating silence. The connection is completely cut off. Serafina stands frozen in the dark, staring at the dead, empty space where her husband's face just was. The desperate, weeping mortal mother who begged for mercy is gone. In her place, a cold, terrifying stillness fills the room. She looks down at Iris, then raises her head as her eyes begin to glow with a dangerous, blinding elven light. Ronan didn't just reject her. He signed the death warrant of his own empire, broken-hearted, betrayed, and holding her dying child. Serafina realizes that her mortal humility has only brought her ruin, refusing to let her daughter perish. She breaks the ancient seals binding her magic. The sky fractures with divine lightning as a dormant elven essence awakens, stabilizing baby Iris's condition with pure, raw life magic. Clutching Iris, Serafina departs the mortal realm and crosses the threshold into the long-hidden High Elven Kingdom. She marches past the royal guards straight to her father's throne room. The High Elven King, overjoyed and furious at how his precious daughter was treated by mere mortals, welcomes her back. In a grand, awe-inspiring ceremony, Serafina officially ascends the throne. No longer a helpless mortal wife, she is crowned the supreme Elven Queen, inheriting absolute dominion over the elements, ancient magic, and the formidable elven armies. With her divine powers fully restored, she fully heals Iris and turns her gaze back toward the mortal realm, ready to exact absolute justice. Act 3. The Crumbling of an Empire. Meanwhile, back in the mortal realm, Ronan and Vanessa are celebrating their elevated status, entirely unaware of the storm gathering above them. Ronan's kingdom relies heavily on mystical resources and trade routes that, unknown to him, were silently secured by Serafina's hidden influence during their marriage. The retaliation is swift and devastating. At the economic collapse, on Serafina's orders, the Elven Kingdom abruptly cuts off all magical commerce, blessings, and resources to Ronan's lands. His treasuries empty overnight, and his allies quickly abandon him. The social ruin, Vanessa tries to use her stolen resources to salvage their status, but Serafina publicly exposes her crimes. The truth of how Vanessa stole a dying infant's cure and poisoned a newborn is revealed to the entire court, shattering Vanessa's reputation and turning Ronan's remaining loyalists against them. Desperate to save his crumbling realm, Ronan tries to deploy his military forces, only to find them completely outmatched when the majestic elven army appears at his borders, commanded by a radiant, terrifyingly powerful sovereign. Act 4. Absolute Power and Final Reckoning. The climax of the movie sees Ronan finally coming face to face with the supreme Elven Queen. Expecting a war with an alien monarch, Ronan is struck with absolute horror and disbelief when the veil lifts to reveal Serafina, flanked by her royal guard, with a perfectly healthy Iris at her side. The realization hits Ronan like a physical blow. The lowly woman he mocked, abandoned, and left to starve was actually the most powerful being in the world. He falls to his knees, weeping and begging for forgiveness, desperately trying to use their past, marriage and his status as Iris's father to appeal to her mercy. Vanessa, stripped of her stolen wealth and luxury, is dragged forward in chains, reduced to a trembling, hysterical mess. Serafina looks down on Ronan with cold, unyielding detachment. She reminds him that he didn't just fail a wife. He actively chose to let his own daughter die for Vanessa's sake, rejecting his pathetic pleas. She strips Ronan of his title, lands, and remaining power, leaving him a ruined, penniless outcast. The movie concludes with Ronan left wandering the desolate borders of his former kingdom in absolute regret, forced to watch from afar as the High Elven Kingdom enters a new golden age. Serafina rules from her high throne with absolute power, a revered sovereign, with her daughter Iris safe forever in the light of the Elven realm. Please support me by subscribing. Thank you.